Ah, that will stunt your growth. If you wear glasses, and I wear glasses for sort of close work, and you do brazing or welding or gas cutting, you need green corrective goggles. But if you need glasses as well, you'll know the pain of wearing those rubbery things over the top of ordinary glasses. Absolute pain. So what I've done, I've taken the green corrective colouring from a set of welding mask, and I've glued it to a pair of my cheap reading glasses. Just run some glue around there. So I've got correction for my eyes, and I've got colour corrections for brazing. Go on, scare somebody. Okay, well, on the subject of welding, or braze welding should I say, it's fine if you've got full lengths of hard brass bronze. You can heat the end up, dip in flux and do your welding, no problems at all. But if, like me, you hate waste, as it gets shorter and shorter and you use it up and you end up with little bits like this, well, even bits like this, I don't want to throw them away, but it's getting a bit dodgy with a flame at that end. You're more likely to burn your fingers. You can join them all together or use a pair of pliers. But what I've done, being a bit of a cheapskate, come up with a simple holder. It's just a piece of wood. As you can see, I've drilled it to take a rod. There's a slight countersink in there, but it's not imperative. And at this end is just simply a hole. Can you see the hole I've drilled in the end there? Very simple. That's the size of your rod. And then I found a spring that drops over there and sits in that recess. Now you know why I put it there. And then I've taken a piece of, well, in this case it's a bit of brass tube, but it can be anything, and I've soldered a washer on the end which represents the trigger, and that drops over there. And of course all you need to do is pull down on there, and you've got a perfectly good solid, and you're not burning your fingers. So if you've got 5 minutes to spare, build yourself one of those. Well, finally, still on welding, somebody asked me what's the first welder, or if they only had limited funds, what should they buy? Well, without doubt, a stick welder. You can buy all sorts of electrodes for all sorts of different materials, and may not be the easiest of welders to eventually master, but when you do, it's far more versatile. It is far cheaper than any other welding currently available, and it's cheap. So go for an ordinary transformer arc welder. It's very important to keep electrodes dry and so forth. I'm sure you know all this, there's loads of videos, so I won't go into the theory of it. But working on the business of waste at the local boatyard where I frequent, lots of people make up trailers, and you see loads of rods lying all over the shop. Well, that's waste. I hate waste. It really goes against the grain. Even half a electrode thrown down I consider as waste. Why waste it? If you've used half of it to do the job, there's another half to do another job. But most people don't bother. They just throw them out the end of the holder, mainly because they're not quite so easy to strike a second time, because they've no longer got the end profile that they originally had. So two situations occur. Either the actual material, the actual welding rod, not the coating, sometimes referred to as flux, but it's not a flux, it's just a coating to provide an inert gas to remove oxygen, but I won't go into that. But the actual metal, mild steel, stainless steel, or whatever, actually burns back down into the coating. So you haven't got a metal to earth contact, so you can't strike it. That sometimes happens, or worse still, as this coating breaks away, exposing the the inner material, the actual rod, like this, and it'll either stick up 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, and consequently it'll stick, you know, and you've all done it, and so people don't bother, so they throw them away, right? Well, as I say, it goes against the grain, so I save even little bits. This is especially true to stainless rods. They're not cheap. You know, if you're buying small quantities, they can work out very expensive. So why throw them away? Why throw them away? If you've got half a rod, just simply place the end of the rod on the end of a grindstone so it's dead flat. And then at about 30-35 degrees at an angle to the grindstone, just remove the coating surrounding the rod. Okay? So it sort of semi-protrudes, but hardly. If you do that on what's left, that will strike first time, every time. So why waste it?